Welcome back to my channel. I just wanted to talk to you a bit about what I plan to do this year. Firstly, you can probably see that my channel name has changed. So I was Velvety Cleopatra, and that name came from my love of velvet, which I'm wearing right now. I love this top. Look at the sleeves. Yes. Ruffles. Yes. So yeah, my love of velvet and the fact that I also love Egyptology, so the study of ancient Egypt, and I was studying for a PhD in Egyptology. However, I actually withdrew from that last year because it wasn't making me happy anymore, and that's okay. I did my bachelor's degree and master's degree in Egyptology, and I'm really proud of those achievements. And I've done a lot of good things with Egyptology, but my heart now belongs to sewing. So, time to change the name. I feel like Velvety Cleopatra just doesn't fit what I am about anymore. And also, I just want a change. I feel like a fresh start in 2026 because my YouTube has been a bit up and down. Those of you that have been with me from the start or even for a long time will know that, I started off posting quite regularly, but then I'll disappear for a while, then I come back. It's been hard working out the amount of time I have available to make videos. I've moved so many times, moved house so many times. I've been ill quite a few times. And I've just had a lot going on that's kind of stopped me from giving as much to this channel as I want to give to this channel. So we're being realistic now about what I can do, and we're not going to burn ourselves out this year and make ourselves ill again. I say we like you were part of this. You were not part of this. This is all on me. But yes, the plan for this year is to just be more mindful about myself, my health, my energy levels, my time, all of that good stuff. So yeah, I feel really good. I was ill over Christmas, but as you can see, she's back. And I did get my nails done in the end. Aren't they lovely? I love them. So new channel name is Velvet Von Stitch. I wanted something with velvet still because I'm never going to stop loving velvet. But I also wanted something that linked to sewing, and I wanted it to sound kind of pin-uppy because that's very much my kind of vibe. Velvet Von Stitch just fits. It sounds like a 1950s femme fatale, and that is what I was going for. So, welcome to my channel. I am Velvet Von Stitch. You can call me Velvy or Velvet or my actual name, which is Gemma or Gem. Welcome if you're new here. So what I do is I sew my own clothes. I am in a plus size body. I'm a fat girl and I want to sew lovely clothes that make me feel good about myself because Lord knows I can't find anything in the shops. So I have a passion for 1940s and 50s style clothes, maybe a little bit of 60s as well. That is my main passion. I also like a bit of the kind of goth alternative look. As you can see, I am quite goth and alternative. And I like to sort of blend the two together. I did say previously that I wanted to step away from trying to put myself in the vintage style clothing box, but as I hit 40, I've realised I actually really love dressing in vintage style. I just hadn't found my personal style, and I'm working on finding that now. So I'm quite happy to be in that box, but I still do a little bit of sort of alternative. But most of the patterns I sew have been 1940s or 50s inspired. I mostly sew charm patterns, so Gertie's charm patterns, and I'm a member of Gertie's Patreon and I sew a lot of the Patreon patterns. But this year I would really like to make a sloper pattern. So for those of you that don't know what a sloper is, it's a basic set of patterns made to fit your body. Very basic, so you've just got sort of like quite high neckline, a long sleeve, bodice that's quite close fitting to the body, pencil skirt style skirt usually. And then you can use those patterns once you've got them to fit you perfectly, or as perfectly as you're happy with. You can then use them to copy other like vintage styles. So I could look at a 1940s dress, for example, that I would like to make, but that doesn't have a pattern in my size, and I could try to recreate that using my personal sloper pattern as a basis, and I know it will fit me. So that is what I want to do, because fitting sewing patterns is the worst part. Well, actually cutting out the fabric is the worst part for me, but fitting is difficult as well. I'm quite an unusual shape. I'm very narrow shoulders. You probably can't tell because I've got some ruffles here, but very narrow shoulders. I've got a large bust, quite a small waist by comparison, and then really big hips. My measurements, or the last time I took them, which was not that long ago, I'm a 43-inch high bust, so around here, 51-inch bust, 48-inch waist, and a 62-inch hip. So there's quite a lot of like variation there. I'm very curvy, and I've got very chunky arms, and that is also an issue for fitting. However, I am very squishy, so I'm fortunate in that I can often fit in smaller sizes than I am if there's a bit of stretch. But yeah, so plan for this year then, make a sloper pattern. That is my first thing. I'm not saying that's the first thing I'm going to do, but that's like my primary goal this year, is to have a set of sloper patterns at the end where I can then recreate vintage styles myself. I also want to continue sewing through my stash. I have a very large fabric stash and it's ridiculous. I don't need all that fabric. So I have got 10 shelves that are 2 or 3 fabrics across and 6 or 7 fabrics deep. So maybe like 21 fabrics per shelf, and I've got 10 shelves of fabric. So probably, I would say, over 200 different fabrics there. Do I need all them? No. And I've taken out a load that I want to sell or donate, but there's still more that needs to go. And I have been sewing from my stash. I haven't bought new fabric for a while, and I want to continue that in 2026, sewing through my stash. That's really important to me. There's a lot of projects that I've wanted to make that I haven't got around to, and I've been making a list of what they are because I still want to make them, and I would really like to work my way through some of those projects this year. So I set myself 5 or 6 projects to do over the winter months, and I haven't really got very far with them because illness, overestimating the amount of time I would have and the amount of energy I would have to do things. So yeah, I'm still working through some of those. I've got 4 projects on the go at the moment. And I've also learned that I can do a little bit of sewing here and there through the day. So when I work from home, so during my lunch break, I can do a bit of sewing. You know, after work, I can spend half an hour doing a bit of sewing. I don't need to dedicate a whole day to sewing. I can actually take little moments in the day and just do a little bit here and there. And all those little bits add up to make a project. You know, I'm finishing my Christmas dress at the moment because I couldn't finish it for Christmas because I was ill. And I've just been doing that in my breaks from work, and then spending a bit of time after work working on it as well. And it's nearly finished. It's come together so fast. And it's actually been a really nice process because I haven't just been sat there for 8 hours staring at a sewing project, pushing myself to get it done in a day. It doesn't have to be fast. It doesn't have to be a fast process. It doesn't have to be a stressful process. I want to do more slow sewing and do more of it for enjoyment rather than just trying to get to an end goal. Enjoy the process. So yeah, sewing through my stash and slowing down my sewing and not putting so many demands on myself. Those are also I guess you would say New Year's resolutions for my sewing. The other thing I want to do is create a vintage style wardrobe, because I don't have a cohesive wardrobe. I've sewn so many dresses, and I don't wear dresses a lot. You know, I don't go out a lot. I work from home. I don't sit around the house wearing a dress usually. And when I go out, I'm often not going anywhere that warrants wearing a dress. Not the type of dresses I sew anyway, which are mostly sort of like floor-length velvet gowns that I've got so many of, and when am I going to wear them? Like, I'm not going anywhere to wear them. So I need to be more realistic with that, you know? So I need to think about what I actually want in my wardrobe. For example, I would like some comfortable trousers to wear at home, some basic tops to wear at home, where I can still look vintagey, like 1940s or 50s, and glamorous, but comfortable and more casual. So I think I need a casual vintage wardrobe I need to create. So just a few pieces that will mix and match, like a capsule wardrobe. That would be good. So a few tops, a couple of pairs of trousers, maybe a couple of skirts, some knitwear, you know, things like that. Comfortable things. Some pajamas or nightwear would be good as well. And then undergarments, because I don't have a lot of vintage style undergarments, so that would be good too. So yeah, these are all the things I want to work towards this year, and I'm not saying that I need to achieve everything. I really would like to have a sloper pattern set by the end of the year though, and I would like to have sewn through a substantial portion of my stash. If I could even empty a shelf, I'd be happy. So these are my plans for the year. So I hope you stay with me, and I am going to try and post more regularly, even if it's just one video a month. But yeah, that is the plan. So now we need to put the plan into action. Anyway, thank you for listening to me rambling on, and Happy New Year. And I will be back soon with some more videos for you to watch. I probably said Happy New Year, and it might actually be later in the year than January. I'm filming this at the start of January, okay? That's why I said Happy New Year, but I just realised I might not put this video out until maybe like February or March. So yeah, whenever it goes out, I hope you had a Happy New Year. I hope you had a good New Year celebration, and I hope you have a happy year this year. Shut up, Gemma. But yes, please do like and subscribe, and leave me a comment, because I do read all of your comments, and I usually reply to all of them if I can. I love having you here, and I'm really appreciative of the 1,400 and so many of you that are here. I think it's 1,405 at the moment that are subscribed, which is crazy. And the regular people that watch me, I appreciate you so much. You always leave a comment, and you know, I love that. I feel like you are friends now. So yeah, please do tune in next time when I post something which will hopefully be working towards these goals that I've set myself. And yeah, thank you for being here today. I'm going to stop rambling now because I'm just talking absolute rubbish. So goodbye.